boys in the booth. Talking all the ball, you know we spitting the truth. Rub and fight hard, showing love for the game. Owls in the sky, playing for more than the fame. Play sharp on the field, eager to rise. Leads chants loud, I see a devoted lives. Barnsley Bridge Warriors.
Welcome everybody to Friday night's Fantasy Talk. So quick show, we're going to talk about the 6 guys in front of you and their fantasy, what they've done this week to try and improve on last week's performance. Again, please make sure that you've entered into our fantasy league, getting involved with us, seeing if you can beat us, and we might be a prize at the end for the winner. So we're going to start with Ollie Mers tonight, our resident Arsenal fan. How did you perform last week, Ollie? And what have you done to change your squad this week?
Well, in terms of how I performed in the league, I got the second highest score of the week. Currently top of the table as well, so I'm looking good. Quite pleased with that, to be fair. I've been trying to take it very seriously as well. Like I'm a bit competitive. I've decided, doing research and stuff like that. So I've activated my wild card this week. So got quite a lot of changes to my team. Quite a lot. I'll run through the team right now. So I've got Vicario in goal, Livramento, Tarkowski, Munoz, Romero as my defenders. Then I've got Sarr, Johnson, and Doye as my midfield, and then up front I've got João Pedro, Haaland, and Wood, and I've made Wood my captain for the week as well. I'm breaking the format of trying to just pick like Salah or Haaland or something like that as captain each and every week. I'm going to try be a little bit experimental, shall we say, and throw out some interesting things. So I'm putting Wood as captain because they're up against West Ham.
Fab. And who's on your bench, Ollie?
I've got Raya, Gakpo, Semenyo, and Senesi because I'm thinking Bournemouth might not really get much out of the Spurs game. And it's also a bit tricky because in some ways I'm like, especially with the defenders, with the defensive contributions, like Senesi could potentially get that against Spurs.
Fab. What does everyone think? Sounds good? Like a strong squad?
A bold striker, a bold captain, but I mean it could pay off based on what he's done so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to jump onto somebody else, but going off what I've just heard of Ollie's, I'd like to just quickly cover mine because I've done exactly the same. I have played my wild card this week. I've had 2 okay weeks, not massive points. Wow, Pedro did it for me last week. I accidentally, and it was pure accident, that I captained him last week. And he did give me 30 points for that captaincy. And it was a complete accident. But I didn't get many points from anybody else. So I decided upon myself, as we get 2 wild cards, I've decided upon myself that I'm playing my first wild card already on game week 3. And I've done a lot of changes as well. I've gone for a 3-4-3 formation based on the games this week and where I feel I'm going to get most points. Just like yourself, Ollie, I have gone for Vicario in goal. I did have Sells, and I've had Sells for the last 2 weeks. He's not done it for me, and I see that Vicario, they've got Bournemouth, so I think it's a no-brainer really in between the sticks. I've kept Nico Williams at the back. I had him on game week 1, and I've still got him now. Although he's not giving me massive points, I feel as though West Ham could be a really good game for him. I've also brought in Jed Spence on the back line there. Again, playing Bournemouth. I think golden opportunity for Jed Spence to maybe give me a few points. And I've also brought Munoz in from Palace. Again, I've been a bit like you, Ollie. I've taken it quite serious. I've been looking at the stats, really, and I think Munoz is a good player to bring at the back. And unfortunately for the big game that is this week, I've my two defenders on my bench are actually Virgil van Dijk and Gabriel. I've stuck them on the actual bench because I just think it's going to be too much of a tight game. I don't think they're going to get massive points. In my midfield, I bought Jack Grealish in. He did fantastic last week, I think it was, with his 2 assists. I think this week, golden opportunity for him maybe to get another assist, maybe 2 assists, and also slap one home. So I'm hoping big things from Grealish. Going off what Cole was talking about early on in the season, I've now bought in Reinders for City. I think he's a quality player. I think he's going to get some really good game time now. And again, against Brighton, although I've gone in Brighton's favour, I think Reinders is a good addition to my midfield. I've kept Salah. I'm going to give him the opportunity to prove it to me. He's not done it so far, but I'm going to give him that opportunity, give him maybe a game, maybe a couple more games. I've kept also Elliot Anderson again, playing against West Ham. Again, he's going to be a key part of that game. And I've gone from a 3 up front. I've brought in DK. I'm doing a glory hole there. Ekatike, I bought him in. Again, I think we spoke about it yesterday on the podcast. What a player, keeps slapping goals in. He's a force to be reckoned with. I've kept Pedro. He did well for me last week. And I bought in Chris Wood. And I have captained Chris Wood as well. My only other people on my bench are Sanchez in goal and Rice. I've dropped Rice onto my bench as well. So essentially I've got 2 Arsenal and a Liverpool player on my bench. So that's where I am this week. Let's go over to Luke. Where have you gone with it this week, mate?
So my transfer is I've decided to get rid of Palmer. I don't know how much I'm going to believe in him in future weeks now. Decided to bring in Semenyo, not for this week, he's going to be sitting on the bench, but I think I'm going to trust in Semenyo, keep myself a little bit of budget to adapt if I want to bring in other players, because I went for the 2 big players strategy of going for Palmer and Haaland, but I'm blinking on Palmer now, and I'm going to, because the stat I saw about him not scoring an open goal since, was it January? That was also in the back of my mind after this week. So my starting 11's looking like Sanchez in goal, Ola Reina, Reynildo, Livramento, and Cucurella. So they've got, as I said, West Ham's, Forest's team, Fulham. Chelsea should keep a clean sheet, hopefully, against Fulham. Newcastle got Leeds. I predicted a clean sheet in that one yesterday. And then Brentford, I don't think too much of as well. So Sunderland should at least get something from that. Currently got Reinders, Kudus, and still keeping Cunha in. It's Burnley. I'm gonna keep the United player in there. He's kept hitting the post. I think he'll finally actually hit the net soon. And then the front 3 of Captain Haaland. I can't just. Someone has to keep Haaland captain. Ekatike and Richarlison. And then my bench is Henderson, Papsar, Semenyo, and Esteve.
Fantastic. Nice little squad there. I did have Richarlison for a little bit this week and then dropped him out and bought Wood in place of him. Or it might have been Ekatike. But yeah, I kind of see where you're going with Richarlison. So yeah, fantastic. Glory Hole, where are we with you, mate?
So I wildcarded last week and may have messed up a little bit because I brought in a Chelsea defender who didn't play. But the only reasoning was he played game week 1 and he was supposedly meant to be playing game week 2 and he was only 4 million. So I was like, I'll take a risk, and he didn't play. So now I've just got a Chelsea defender in my team that doesn't play. So at some point I will transfer him out, but at the moment I'm just going to keep him on the bench, I think. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to put Dubravka in goal. I think maybe I've predicted a 1-0 win for Burnley. That might sound a bit outlandish, but I mean, who knows? I'm thinking they might win, so I'm going to just take the risk. You know, life is about taking risks, and that's a risk that I'm willing to take. So there we are. So hopefully that pays off. I've got Lewis, Goodmanson, and Reynildo. Goodmanson only because he's 4 million and cheap, and yeah, Lewis. I mean, Pep roulette. Will he start? Will it be Nunes instead? I don't know. But anyway, he should start. Then I've got Salah, Reinders, Gakpo, and Kudos, Haaland, Watkins, and Ekitike. So I'm pretty happy with that. That front lineup. Anyway, I have gone with Haaland, the captain, and I've got Kudos as my vice captain. So hopefully Haaland will get some good points this week. It's Brighton. We've all predicted him to have a good week, so I feel like he'll score a couple at least. So hopefully I can actually get good points this week, because last week I only got like 40 something. The Liverpool lads saved me, otherwise I was screwed.
So yeah, I think that's quite a strong midfield and forward. To be fair, you might grab some points on that one, mate.
Hopefully.
A wise decision. Hutch, what have we got for you, mate, this week?
So I played my wildcard last week. I had obviously Konsa banned, a couple of injuries like Frimpong, but I have made a transfer this week, so I have dropped Palmer. I've lost faith in him, obviously, pulling up before the match last week as well. That was the final telling tale for me that I can't afford to keep losing points. Not with how tight it is at the top of this league at the minute. So I brought Neto in. Seems really good on that Chelsea wing. It's just so direct. It looks to be involved in everything. And I've pulled Kudos off my bench. So I'm now starting Kudos, and I've dropped Wirtz for this weekend.
Yeah.
Tight game.
He's not been that good, really. So
I'm going back to what game week 1 when Phil said he's not willing to put Wirtz in yet because he wants to see how he performs. I did 2 weeks with him. Obviously, big game against Arsenal. It might be at Anfield again, but like you said, I need to get some points from somewhere. And also, I have brung João Pedro off my bench because, like an idiot, I left him on my bench last week.
oh, dearie me.
Wounder.
The only thing that I'm swaying between at the minute is between Haaland and Pedro as a captain. But I'll go through my team quickly. I've got Sanchez in net. I've got Matty Cash, Aina, and Calafiore at the back, so I'm playing 3-4-3. Midfield, I've got Kudos, Semenyo, Reinders, and Neto, and then my front three is Gokares, Haaland, and Pedro. So pretty strong, but again, I need to see him scoring some points now because, like I said, wildcard's gone. Don't want to play me free hit just yet, but it might come up soon because there is a couple of interesting fixtures coming up.
Let's see if Wow Pedro does what he did last week and get some big numbers again.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, I watched the Chelsea match, and Neto looks immense this season. So, and between him and João Pedro, if I can get 15 points between them every week, then it's a steady number just off 2 players.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
That's the logic. Whether it turns out to be logic or stupidity, we'll soon find out.
We shall see. Any Leeds players in there?
No, mate.
No.
Oh, I've got a Leeds player
on that one.
No, he's taking it serious.
I've got Darlow on my bench, and that's because I've run out of money.
Right. Okay. Okay. Bless. Right. What about yourself, then, Carl? Let's hear the general master of FPL. What's done this week?
Okay. Well, first things first. The scouts are saying take a risk. That's an understatement. Takes a risk every time he supports that shower is shy. Anyway, moving on.
Wow.
Calling the South as generous. On the South
Guys,
Coast.
I think you're all mental in a wild card before an international break because players are going to be coming back from that injured, and that is just too big a risk. With Arsenal playing Liverpool, I've used the free hit because I can get all of the Arsenal-Liverpool players out of my team because my team is actually good. I want to keep the same team. I just don't want it for this game week. That Liverpool-Arsenal is a minefield. So I have loaded my team with 3 City players, 3 United players, 3 Chelsea players, and 2 Forest players. I see high-scoring games in all those. I've got kept Sells in net. I've got Reece James, Cucurella in defence. I've got DeLitt and John Stones. In midfield, I've got Mbeumo, I've got Bruno Fernandes, I've got Reinders, and up front, I've got Haaland, João Pedro, and I've got Chris Wood. That team gets me back to the top. It reverts back to my first team, which I'm really happy with. And then after the international break, Cole Palmer should be fully fit. He'll go straight back in the team, and then we start it again. And I've kept the wild card, not like you idiots using that before an international game.
I'd counter that. I think it's actually better to probably use the wild card now and save the free hit for when it's Liverpool versus City in game week 11.
Yeah.
No, well,
I'm with you, Ollie. I'm playing your way.
If you do a wild card, though, you're stuck with those 6 players. And I don't want those players in my team on that Arsenal-Liverpool fixture. But anyway, I have got some long-term plans, but I don't want to give all my expert advice to you guys, do I?
I don't need your advice.
From your opinion, it sounds like we need it.
Yeah,
I don't want Man United
I'm
players.
interested to see. I'm really interested to see, because this is quite a brash move, and a bold statement, almost like Lee when he talks about United finished third, second, first because they've got Šeško and whatnot. I think this is quite a bold play from a few of us, with the old wild cards either last week or this week, but even bolder play from Carl and the way that he is adamant that his way is going to be the way this week. So it'll be really, really interesting come Monday or Tuesday in our WhatsApp group, and then obviously next week when we all catch up again on Thursday and or Friday to discuss the league and how the league's gone in the week, and also whether Carl's way of doing free hit rather than wild card and wait until that international break. Interesting, very interesting. But I'm sticking with Merz. I think Merz is talking sense.
Yeah, be interesting to see which way this manager at month trophy goes, because it looks like Carl thinks he's getting it, but I can see it with Merz's way. To be fair,
it's way to Merz.
It is.
I don't know. I think I'm going to.
There's a few in the hunt, and then there's Glory Hole.
Hey!
I'm not bottom.
Yeah, but you're near bottom. Bottom. Come on.
Sorry, I didn't understand you then with that Scouse accent. What did you say?
I can't do a Scouse accent to save my life.
Oh, you're not from Liverpool?
No.
Another 2-team.
Oh, we can't pull it off, sadly.
No, I did not understand that. Right.
Anyway, lads, so at the end of this week, I'm going to be top of the fantasy football like I normally am. I'll be top of the Premier predictions. I get the manager of the month, and then you'll all eat a humble pie.
Can we clip that bit?
Yeah, we can definitely clip that. We can definitely clip that. So, everybody, that is the end of our show for Fantasy League of this week. We hope you all have a lovely weekend. Enjoy all the football matches, whether you're travelling away or you are going to your local ground. Let's hope that Carl's prediction is completely wrong and hits him in the face like a clown's cream pie. Bang, done. Yeah. And Carl ends up lower than Gloriole this week. Right, thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you all next week.
Ciao.